Special delivery time. Samsung just loaned me this television and delivered it. This is the Samsung QN90D. Now I got a chance to go to New Jersey to check out this TV for the first time, but now we have it live in the studio. So this is going to be more of an unboxing setup in my first impression videos, but don't you worry, we will be coming out with a full review in the near future. Let's get started. Now, one thing about this TV is that Samsung's allowed me to pretty much review it on my own with no input from them. But let's be honest, this is not for your average consumer. This is someone who's looking for much better performance. At the time of this video, this is the price structure that's on Samsung's website. And as you can see, a 43-inch starts off at $1,500 and goes up to $15,000 for a 98-inch. This is a mini LED TV, but here's the thing. When you buy this TV, it depends on which size that you purchase. You might get what they call a ADS IPS panel, which this 55-inch has. But the interesting thing is that the 43, the 50, and the 98-inch all use vertical alignment panels. So I would assume they have better contrast. But with this TV and local dimming zones, I think we're going to be just fine. In the box, we're going to have an unpacking guide, remote control, and power cord. And on this side of the box, it comes with, this is going to be the back pedestal so we can mount the TV on it because it has more of that floating base style. It's going to get the styrofoam out. Also down in the box, we have a metal base. Now, the thing I like about this is that if you watch my video on the Q70C, it actually came with plastic base instead of a metal one like this one. So now let's go and get the TV out. I'm going to tell you, this TV is solid. It's very heavy compared to some of the entry-level Samsungs there on the market. Here's the bottom of the TV, and I just have it sitting on the box on the floor. One thing I will tell you is that there's some speakers down here in the bottom, and over here there's a little press button so we can get through some of the basic power features, channel, volume, inputs. And if you look down here, you can see that it has 4 screw holes, and there's a little clip here so we can just put the stand on, it slides right down and snaps into place. If you plan on mounting on the wall, these are all the different VESA mount sizes. As you can see right there, all these TVs use the M8 screw. As a friendly reminder, if you use a drill, make sure you have an adjustable clutch so you don't strip everything out. Now we're going to take a look at the rear panel and the connections available on this QN90D. Now, one of the first things you notice, it's got that nice brushed aluminum look to it, and it has some slots over here for ventilation. There's some screw holes right here so you can easily mount it on any type of bracket. And down here is their power cord input. Now it has these lines that goes around the television, and you can use this for wire maintenance, but I will tell you that the cables I have will not fit in these grooves. And to continue that wire maintenance, you can see the base has lines on here as well. And literally the wires will go through the top and come here at the bottom. Once you get all that connected, you would just click here and snap it right into place. Now, as far as connection, we have 2 USBs, and you can use these for hooking up keyboards, mouse, as well as external hard drives. You have a fiber optic output, and here's the good news. All 4 of these HDMIs are all HDMI 2.1, and they could be used for gaming consoles or anything that you like, such as Blu-ray players. There's a LAN connection down here, and since this is a higher-end Samsung television, this is a ATSC 3.0 TV tuner, so it's ready to pick up that 4K over-the-air content if it's ever available in your city. Before I get into the basic setup of this television, keep in mind, here's 2 remote controls. This one comes with the QN90D, and this one comes with the DU8000. The interesting thing is they're the exact same remote control. So I would think on a TV like this, you would get a much larger remote control with backlights, but unfortunately, they didn't give you that option. If you notice, there's a red tab here. You just want to grab that. Ooh, that's a quiet pull. So this must be that new material, so it doesn't make noise. To set it up, you can use a smartphone or the remote control. Now, the smartphone will pop up a QR code where you can download the SmartThings application, but we're going to use the remote control and do step by step, but I'll skip through the non-important features. Now, as you can see here, I do have an antenna connected to it, which is the ATSC 3.0, and I do have an Xbox Series X connected to it as well. Now, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and enter your Wi-Fi credentials, but keep in mind there's a skip function at the top if you're not planning on using it as a smart TV. And just remember this, in order to unlock the application, you must sign into a Samsung account. Now this is a feature I really like about Samsung TVs, is that you can back up all your information onto the SmartThings cloud. So let's say, for example, you buy a new TV, you can go ahead and restore your next TV off of that backup. Now, as far as using voice command, you do have an option for Bixby and Alexa, but I will tell you that in the older Samsung TVs, you used to have an option for Google. Now this TV does have a pretty decent audio system from what I've heard, and you can now activate what they call Adaptive Sound Pro. And this is going to make sure that you get the best sound out of this television. Now we got it all set up. There's something very interesting about this TV, is that the Samsung TV Plus pretty much launches itself as soon as you turn the television on. Now in my findings, anything that's left in the recent will pop back up on your screen whenever you're not using it. So let's say, for example, I just want to go in here and show you how to get everything up and running. As you can see, it pops up on its own. Another thing about this TV that's different than the DU8000 is the DU8000 automatically goes into eco mode, and you want to go ahead and adjust that. But on this TV, it looks like it goes into optimized picture mode, so they can give you the best picture quality according to what Samsung thinks. But just by looking at this, I can tell that it has a much more advanced menu system than some of the Crystal UHDs. For example, right here in the sound settings, you have the Q Symphony set up. You can see that it does support Apple AirPlay. And don't worry, if you have a Samsung or an Android device, this TV does support Wi-Fi Direct, so you can send your picture from your smartphone right over to the television. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a full review, but just wanted to kind of walk you through some of the different settings that you can do on this television, as well as show you some picture tests. Now here's a feature I really want to show you. It's the SmartThings built into it. So previously, if you have your mobile device, you could download this app, but now it's built into the television. And this TV also has Zigbee built in. So what that means is that this TV can find most of your different peripherals throughout your house, like your lights, anything that you have connected to your voice command services like your Amazon or Google, and you can have this interface to control everything. And I will tell you that we'll support the Philips Hue system as well for your lights. But here in the studio, I don't have any devices, but this is kind of like what it looks like, and I'm very excited about this part of the software. Now, when it comes to gaming, this TV is fully loaded, and we're going to check a few things before we do the full review. But the thing is, with 4 HDMI 2.1s, you're going to be able to hook up your computer to it. You're going to be able to hook up your Xbox as well as your PS5. So this TV is fully loaded. And the great thing about this TV is that it supports up to 144 Hertz at 4K resolution. So that is some benefits. So this TV has a gaming mode, and what you would do is press and hold down the play pause button, and this will pull up the gaming bar. Now, right now, this is set up as automatic, but you have a virtual aiming point, and you can choose the different colors. You also have a screen resolution there right now, 16:9. I mean, this TV is fully loaded with features as far as gaming levels. I mean, look at this. You have motion, and here at the bottom, it's going to show us the resolution of the television. So you can see frames per second, if HDR is turned off and on. And yes, this TV does support variable refresh rate, as well as a lot of other things like auto low latency. Now, when we look at the gaming menu on the Xbox, you see that it will support 4K and 120 Hertz. Xbox does not support 144 Hertz, but this TV does have it in there. It will support everything. You can see here 120 Hertz using a high-speed cable. You can see that it does support 4K 10-bit. And keep in mind, as I always say, Samsung does not support Dolby Vision. And it'd be nice if anybody who's gaming out there would consider making an HDR10 Plus game. Okay, if we go into the video modes, you can see that it will support, again, HDR, auto HDR, and it will support the variable refresh rate, which we spoke about earlier. And note about VRR, you can have it off, always on, or only when you're gaming. And I think that'd be the best option, especially if you're using the Xbox for movies and things like that. You don't want to have variable refresh rate turned on when watching Spider-Man. With this new software, we hit 1, 2, 3 on the remote. There's some cool little options here where you can actually go into your settings or the SmartThings hub. So Samsung's really pushing the SmartThings hub. At the bottom here, you can see this nice little menu system here. And one thing that I like about this menu system is that it has this nice clean interface. It seems like Samsung did update the software to look a little bit more modern. And you're gonna get features like multi-view. And this is gonna allow you to do two things at the same time, as far as playing your internet on one side of the screen and your smart device, a computer, or even a webcam on the other side of the screen. Speaking of gaming, this one's just like the other one. You have your gaming hub where you can still hook up your controller to it. You can play any of these cloud services. Now this one does have a more advanced software than like the DU8000, where you have the Daily Plus. And Daily Plus is basically gonna be a hub for all your daily events, especially if you have Samsung mobile devices. So you have your SmartThings, you have Samsung Health, you have Workspace where you use the TV as a computer monitor. You can hook up to Macs or even the Samsung DeX system. So if you have one of your smartphones, you can wirelessly make this TV a screen for your smart device, which is cool. And you have some other web services at the bottom. And we'll do a few basic picture tests here on this video, but again, when the main video come out, we'll do this in more details. Now this is a 720p upscaling test. Basically, I recorded it at low resolution and impressive, very impressive. This looks very clean. The processor in this TV is kicking in, because normally when I watch this demo, you can see a lot of pixelization around the screen, but this one is looking pretty smooth with a 720p signal. So upscaling so far, fantastic. So here's a torture test. We're gonna try out a 420p footage on here. And it still looks smooth, but you know, 480p is not a lot of resolution for a TV like this, but I say if you're playing old content with the realistic expectations, you're gonna be just fine. And you can see right there, really blurry. And for people who are worried about if you can stretch this screen out, we can go into the picture mode and choose the size and see if we can make this a little more full screen. So we have customize, zoom position. So you can see, you can go in here and manually stretch out the picture. So that was a 4:3 picture. So I can go in here and adjust it out. So you see I'm manually stretching it out. So those who are asking me if you can stretch out a Samsung picture, that's how you do it. You go into the picture mode. And let's take a look, see what the resolution looks like. Again, this is 480p, not bad. So if you have an old Godzilla movie, you can stretch out the picture screen, except for, don't expect it to be crystal clear, but it'll work. All right, so now we're gonna do a blooming test, because I know a lot of people are worried about having that ADS IPS panel. And yes, I can see some brightness in the screen around the edges. But the thing about blooming is that it's all about making sure that you get the brightest picture possible. So for now, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm gonna start filming some more footage on it so we can go over more of the gaming setup, the audio system, some of the features that this TV has to deliver, because at this $2,000 price point for a 55-inch, I'm looking for Samsung to really deliver on this television, and we'll see once we get to the full review. But for now, I would say that the wire maintenance on the back, definitely if you have thick wires, doesn't work. The remote control could have some improvements on it. Other than that, the software, jumping back over to the previous recent thing, I wish we could turn that feature off, and maybe we can. I'll dig around in that particular feature. I do like all these little setups here where we can do the ambient mode, so we can make the TV more like a picture frame. I like the Daily Plus, the gaming hub that's been on all the Samsungs. So overall, I do like this new Tizen operating system. It's just a few little tweaks that they did to make it that much better. So if you guys are interested in this television, leave me a comment below and tell me what you'd like to see on the full review. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.